We're building a 10-foot long low tunnel using 4 hoops. I've already marked the 1/2 inch EMT tubing at 40-inch spacing. I've put my 3 pieces of tubing out of my way so that I can start the bending process on my bender here that I've already mounted to the table. It's with these lag bolts, good and sturdy. I'm going to slide my tubing into the holding strap, the distance that's per the instructions, and then I'm going to bend the hoop until the tubing touches this next holding strap. Now I'm going to slide this on through about 8 inches, making sure that my bend is still touching the bender. Then I'm going to bend again until my tubing touches the holding strap. Then I'm going to slide it on through, making sure that the bend is still touching the holding strap. Then I'm going to bend again till it touches the holding strap. Notice that I've bent this far. I marked a halfway mark at 5 foot so that I would know to go just past halfway. I'm going to remove the tubing. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to insert this other end into the holding strap, the distance per the instructions. I have it marked. Now I'm going to bend until I touch the holding strap, looking behind me to make sure that my tubing is level all the way. Now I'm going to bend until I touch the holding strap, making sure my tubing's level. I'm going to continue this until I get to the halfway mark, which I marked on my tubing, and I'm going to slide this through and bend again. Okay, I've got my 4 hoops bent. I've poked holes through the ground cloth. This is a standard in the ground installation. Got those holes poked in, and we use these handy little snap clamps to attach the purling to, and you turn that way. Then I'll pick up my purling, and this will snap right in here, just like this. Okay, now I'm ready to put my covering on. Okay, I've attached my agribond to the other end with these little snap clamps. And I'm going to put this, pull it real snug, and just snap that on there like that. And do that on each side. Okay. Now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pull it real snug, about right here. Real nice and tight. Here we go. You would do the same thing. Snug it up down here. Snug it up down here. Okay. Now to cover your ends, all you would do is cut a piece of agribond to fit your ends, snap them on the same way I just did these. And you've got a nice tight row cover. Okay, now I've got my hoop house, or my row cover done. What I've done to anchor it is put a piece of bent rebar and hammered it into the ground, tied a piece of strapping to it. Now this is an easy way to anchor. Just run your strap over your hoop on the inside, pull it good and tight, and then tie it off. Okay, that should be anchored down, not let the wind blow it. Okay, now what we're doing here is assembling the base rails for a portable 10-foot by 4-foot row cover hoop house. And we use these connectors like this, slide them onto your base rail. After you've drilled your holes for the connectors, put them 40 inches apart for your 4 hoops. Then you take your, put this last one on here. Got to turn it this way, okay. There we go. Now we've got them laid out here nice and flat. The screws are all in. When you turn these up, your screws will be to the inside of your hoop. Okay, I've got my base rail down, my other 3 hoops in, putting this last hoop in here. Well, a bit easier there, easier there, if I can aim. Okay, now, got to put these screws in here. That's simple. Okay, now we're ready to put our purling in. Okay, now I'm putting my purling through these connectors, which I held in place with duct tape so they'd stay upright until I get this through here, and then I'll screw them down. But for now, just slide that in through there like that. Okay, I've got my purling in. I've got all my screws in with the correct spacing between the hoops to make them straight. I'm putting my last screw in right here. All right, good and sturdy, ready to go. Okay, we've got this all assembled. Everything's nice and tight. I want you to show you how easy this is to pick up, move around, put it wherever you want it. Then we'll anchor it to the ground and put our covering on it. Okay, now I'm going to anchor this to the ground before I put my cover over it, and I'm using a piece of rebar that's bent on the ends. Just do it on each corner and just hammer it into the ground real tight like that. Okay, now we're covering this portable one the same way we did the stationary one. Be sure you leave enough covering down there on the ground. Okay, we're going to take this, pull it good and snug, have the little snap clamps, snap them on. Put good and snug. Snap. Okay, come down here, pull it good and tight. You can use as many of these snaps as you want to make it good and tight. Okay, ready to go. Okay, now you can also attach this cover to the base rail with these snap clamps the same way. Just snap them on. Then you've got it. Pull nice and neat, snap to the base rail. Okay, my hoop house is ready. put my plants underneath there. Then I'll cut my ends and put over it. I'm all set.